I'm sorry. Let's see how many people come back. Oh yeah, some people are coming back. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Omar. Thanks for coming back. Sorry about this. I have no idea what happened. Hey, Ashutosh, what's up? Okay, let's try and get someone on the call. Okay, Devika Goyal. Devika Goyal, let's get you. Oops, she declined. She's like, I don't want to do this. I wasn't even expecting you to agree. I wasn't ready. And thus, I am not going to go live with you, which is perfectly fine. Let's see if Deepika Agar, right? Gopu Pillai, Krishna Pillai. And I'm assuming your real name is Krishna and your pet name is Gopu. So why don't we get you on the call, Krishna? Five, four, three, two, one. Let's see if you make it. Waiting, connecting.
Hello,
Hey, what's up?
can you see me?
We can see a pixelated you.
Just a minute. Is this better now?
Uh, somewhat. We
Okay,
can
that's
we
the
can
best
we
that I
can
can manage. At this.
we can see that you have decent hair, some sort of a mustache, some sort of a
Yeah,
goatee. So, oh,
yeah.
now we can see you well. Now we can see you well. Awesome, awesome. Where are you from? Is your real name Krishna or
Uh,
Gopu?
this my name is Gopu Krishna Pillai.
Oh,
So
well,
yeah,
best of all worlds. Best of all worlds. So,
yes.
so
So
you're
people usually think it's a nickname that I have, but yeah, that's my actual name, Gopu
got
Krishna Pillai.
it. And is this because your dad's name is Krishna?
No, my dad's name is not Krishna. This is because my grandfather's name was Gopala Krishna. So that's how I got my name as Gopu Krishna. Yeah.
Very cool. So, what do you prefer to be called though? Gopu or Krishna?
Earlier, when I was young, as in school, so people used to laugh at my name whenever my name used to get called. So that time I used to hate my name because it was a bit awkward when teachers used to call me up. But then after that, I kind of realized that Gopu is it's a very, as in once you hear it, you won't forget it. So kind of when like networking and all, I used to pitch myself as Gopu and rather than Krishna. But then people remember me frequently, yeah.
Very cool,
Then yeah,
man.
Gopu is better.
I love that. I love that hack. That is such a smart hack. Where are you from, Gopu?
I'm originally from Mumbai, born and brought up in Mumbai, but shifted to Bangalore 2 years back for job, and currently in Bangalore.
And where are you working?
I'm not working. I have my own agency. I was working to like since the past 2 years. Then I quit my job. I thought of starting my own agency because I always wanted to start something of my own. Yeah. So currently, I have my own agency. It's a small team. We have a team of six,
Very cool.
and catering to clients in Bangalore, Mumbai, and Saudi Arabia.
Super cool, man. Very impressive. And what's the agency? Is it an advertising agency?
It's more of a creative agency where we undertake mostly social media work, design works, and sometimes we also have performance marketing in place. But mostly it's of creative agency.
Ah, very cool, man. I love it. So you are essentially a creative guy, a copywriter, or a ad
Yeah,
scripter.
yeah. Yes,
Very
yes.
nice.
But at
I
the same
love
time,
that.
trying to learn more of how to build a business, how to manage people.
Very
Just
cool.
the nitty-gritty of it. Yeah.
That is a completely different animal, man. And I worry that your creativity might get lost in just building a company.
That's
So,
happening. That's happening at this point of time. I can feel that. That's something I worry myself. But yeah, that's
uh,
the part of the game. I feel. Yeah.
no, but I'd love to, if you're okay, I'd love to see a piece of your work. If you can send an email, maybe we have.
Definitely, definitely.
maybe we have a way of working together. Never say never. So
Would love to, Ankur. Would love to.
totally, man. So send me an email
For
on
sure, for sure.
warikoo@gmail.com, and I would love to
Thank you so
hear
much.
from you and your
Thank you
work.
so much. Yeah, yeah, I will definitely. I'll do it right after this call. For
Sounds
sure.
good. All the best, Gopu. Take
Yeah.
care, man. Have a lovely night.
Thank you so much. I have
Bye.
one question for
Please,
you. I have
please.
one
Of
question.
course.
Yeah. So I had asked this in like in one of the previous live session as well. So just wanted to know your perspective on as in how do you fire people the right way, as in when things are not working out with them. So just to also maintaining their integrity and their kind of what do you say a respect. How do you do it the right way?
Yeah, honestly, there is no right way. The only best thing that you can do, Gopu, is to do it in the most thoughtful, empathetic fashion, and that is just taking into cognizance the fact that what they are going through is going to be hard. They most likely will be angry. They most likely will be not so cool with whatever is happening, but no, it has to be done, so it has to be done. There is a difference between firing and layoff. So let me just focus on firing because that's the specific question you asked. If you're firing people, and I'm assuming that's happening because of performance or because the person's
Yes.
not working out, at least my approach has always been to help them see the fact that even if they were to stay in the company, they will not experience growth because they're not able to perform, and that's necessarily not a reflection of their capability or the company's. It's just a match that didn't work out. It's like any other relationship where you got into it and you realize it wasn't what you thought it would
Yeah.
be. Your strengths are not working for the company, or the company's strengths are not working for you, or whatever the case may be. So I have always told people it is actually in your best interest to look out, because if you continue to stay here just for the notion of having stability in your life, you are going to get
Yeah.
miserable and miserable by the day. You're not going to perform, you're not going to make it happen, and so on. Of course, I get to that point only when I've given that individual enough chance to improve, enough chance to see what is it that they could be fixing or they should be looking at, and that people call it a performance improvement plan or whatever the cases are. Those are just terminologies. But I would make sure that none of this is ever coming as a surprise, because that for me is the best test of whether you did it the right way or not. Whatever is it
Understood.
that you're
Understood.
telling the employee, if that comes as a surprise to them, you have not done your job well. If it comes to a point where they're like, you know what, yes, I get it, Gopu. You tried 3 months back, you told me this, we worked hard, didn't work out. I see that it can't, and I get it why you feel I should not be part of the setup anymore. So I will start looking out and I'll serve my notice period. And you'll be like, yeah, I think that's the best thing for you and for the company as well.
Understood. Understood. Sure.
Yeah? Cool,
That
man.
perfect. That helps. Yeah. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Ankur. Thank you so much. I'll
All
send
the
you a
best,
mail right
man.
away.
Please do that.
Thank
All the
you.
best, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. I love the guy. Just quite a chill and very. And that was a good question. Of course, yeah, Pranav. That was a good question. And a sensitive one as well, Neha. I agree. Okay, let's get the next caller online. Sorry. Okay, Divika, let's see if you're ready this time. Deepika in 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Yeah, connecting. Oh, it is dark.
Yes, so
And are you putting up? Oh, thank God. I was like you're lighting a candle or something.
no, not at all, sir. Actually, I'm on the terrace right now. So I was walking for past 20-25 minutes, so I'm taking a break.
There is a lot of breeze and we can't hear you too well. We envy you, but we can't hear you.
Yes, sir. So am I
Okay,
audible
yeah,
now?
yes, better. Where are you from, Deepika?
So I am from City of Joy, Calcutta.
Nice, wonderful. And please call me Ankur. I'm not used to being called sir.
Fine, fine,
Uh,
fine, Ankur.
and what do you do, Deepika?
So I was working with bank, private bank, Citibank. So I had taken a break for my kid. So he has just turned 1 year old. So he's my priority now. So I cook for him. I spend time with him. So I take care
Really?
of my family. Yes.
Wonderful.
So
That's such a lovely.
after 1 year, I'll start with my job again, or I'll start something of my own. A few quite like a few good
I am
ideas.
sure.
So
Don't don't
yes,
don't put any pressure on you of what
no,
you
no,
have
no.
to do after a year. You're enjoying motherhood. It's a special
Actually,
thing,
actually,
and that's a great spot to be in.
I
देख
feel
लेंगे
so
आगे क्या करना
blessed.
है.
Exactly, exactly.
What is his
Yes.
name?
His name is Shivansh. So his father
Shivansh.
has kept this name. Yes,
Very nice, Shivansh. And
Shivansh.
is he is he has he begun recognizing you and responding to you?
Exactly, exactly. He has. Whenever I, go like whenever I'm in kitchen or I'm in my room, he'll say, "Mama, Mama." So that's how he has just started
Uh,
talking now. So he calls
Wonderful.
Papa, Mama. So that is the sweetest word, I hear. Sweetest
That
word.
is
Trust me,
that is
I feel
awesome.
so
No,
blessed.
I couldn't agree more. No, it's such a
Actually,
blessing to have, and especially this time when they begin to respond to you. So you just feel this connect that you've never felt before. They're like, oh my God,
exactly.
like
Feels so
ये
good.
हमारे yeah, exactly, and especially for women, like moms is like ये हमारे अंदर से आया है. Like literally, I have given
बिल्कुल,
birth to this.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल
It's
agree कर रही हूँ.
fascinating. Very
It
nice,
is,
very
no
nice.
doubt.
Do you have a question for me, Deepika, or even if you don't, that's
Definitely.
absolutely okay.
No, 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 Ankur. Actually, see, the thing is, every day we are working. So we are blessed with too many helpers. But now that we are doing our work on our own, so at times, taking care of the baby, taking care of the family members, and doing anything for them or even for myself, at times that frustration comes up. No matter
Yeah.
how hard we try to, keep ourselves calm, but maybe if my kid is bothering me or crying or if he's cranky, so I end up like doing, oh, don't do this, don't do that. So how do I keep myself calm during that situation? I know I have to take care of my family, I have to take care of my kid, but इवन नहीं चाह के भी वो थोड़ा बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेशन या वो पैनिक सिचुएशन हो
आ
जाता है कि
जाता
अब क्या करे, कैसे होगा, आगे क्या होगा. सो हाउ
है.
टू
I
गेट
know.
आउट ऑफ दैट फियर, लाइक
It's no, it's a valid question, and especially during these times जहाँ इतना कुछ uncertain है और इतनी नई नई चीजें हो रही हैं, and रोज ही कुछ नया पता चलता है, रोज ही कुछ नया देखने को मिलता है, and we've never seen this before. Like none of us have ever been in this situation ever before. So it's understandable that there is a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of uncertainty that leads to this feeling कि क्या होगा, कैसे होगा, and of course that translates into, as you mentioned, momentary lapse of patience कि
एग्जैक्टली
मत करो,
एग्जैक्टली.
क्यों हो रहा है, ऐसे क्या है, ये है, वगैरह वगैरह. At least in my personal experience, what has helped Deepika is if you are able to spread, and spread may not be the right word, but if you're able to spread the anxiety amongst everyone where you recognize that this anxiety is shared and you're not the only one feeling it, it really helps. And the truth is humans are horrible at sharing our pain, and we feel that we should only be sharing our joys. And if
एग्जैक्टली.
anything great happens to us तो हमें लगता है नो इसको भी बताएंगे, मम्मी को, पापा को, भाई को,
ट्रू
बहन को, ये
ट्रू.
सब वगैरह. लेकिन अगर कुछ भी हमें अंदर से खा रहा होता है तो हमें लगता है नहीं यार किसी और को क्या बताना, खुद ही कर लेते हैं, चला जाएगा, दिस इज समथिंग दैट आता रहता है, जाता रहता है, सो ऑन. But I feel, and this is just my personal thing, that if you have a family, if you have someone that you can share your frustration with, not to pass it on, but to express it, then you will feel a lot calmer because you will then have someone else who is telling you, you know what, I'm also feeling the same way. And the best thing for us to know is that we're not the only ones feeling what we are feeling. It suddenly calms us down because a lot of our frustration is ये सिर्फ मुझे ही करना होता है, ये सिर्फ मेरे साथ ही होता है, ये सिर्फ मुझे ही देखना है, ये तो सिर्फ मुझे ही करना है. But when we begin to see that there are other people in some shape and form that are bearing the burden with us, we just finally feel included, we feel heard, we feel catered to and cared for, and that really, really, really helps. If unfortunately there are enough, like we are blessed, we have a family and they love us and so on, but it's possible that we don't have that. Like we don't even have friends, we don't have anyone, and all that we have is just our frustration. In that becomes a completely different animal, and I'm not going to go there because that's a long story. But for people like us, and you're wonderfully blessed with a new child, and it's 1 year and the best time is coming up, but it will be taxing, it is demanding, especially as a mother. you
Mm-hmm.
have to have someone sharing the burden with
Mm-hmm.
you, and don't let the responsibility of that burden be shared be on them. It is equally on you, where you have to come out and say, "मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है," and I want to hear what you feel about it, and I'm sure this will help.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely follow this, Ankur. Definitely follow this.
Awesome, wonderful. Take care, Deepika.
Thank
All the
you.
best. Have a lovely
Thank
breeze.
you.
Enjoy the Kolkata weather. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night. That sounded so lovely. Like Kolkata felt like it's a beautiful breeze, and they just get there. How do you quick select the topics for your videos or talks? Tanvi, uh, so it's actually a process, and as I said, my team does such a terrific job. On a Monday, one of my team members, Nishtha, she sends all the content pieces that her and I have discussed and shared with each other, and then I pick and choose, and then I record it on a Tuesday, and then it gets into production, and then after 2 weeks it goes live. So creativity is actually a process, and I love the fact that creativity is a process, because that just that just tells people that it doesn't have to be, oh, मैं कभी in a moment of inspiration कुछ किक सब बनाऊंगा और वो जिंदगी बदल देगा लोगों की. No, it's actually clinically getting it done each and every day, and that's how it works. So yeah, Vaishnavi is tagged Nishta, so you know. Have I been to Kolkata? Yes, I've been to Kolkata, Rahul, several times. I love there's just so much vibe of that city. It's also you know the funniest thing, which I didn't directly experience, but my wife did when she went to Kolkata, and it is so Kolkata, like it could not have happened anywhere else. She took an elevator in a building, और उस एलिवेटर में दो बटन थे. एक बटन जिससे एलिवेटर ऊपर जाता था, और एक बटन जिससे एलिवेटर नीचे आता था. सो देर वॉज नो स्टोरी 1 2 3 4 5, कोई फ्लोर नहीं था उधर. तुम उस बटन को दबाते थे और लिफ्ट चलती थी, और जब तुम उस फ्लोर पे सामने वाले लेवल पे पहुंच जाते थे, तुम्हें वो बटन रोकना पड़ता था. एंड गॉड forbid if you had a knee problem and something and you couldn't climb up and something, तो आप literally एक गेम खेल रहे होते थे, जहाँ up down you're balancing the lift का floor to the actual floor, and it's like wow, that thing happens. And the other piece was afternoon nap, and that includes the elevator as well. जब एलिवेटर में बैठा हुआ इंसान अपना आफ्टरनून ब्रेक लेता है, तो एलिवेटर भी नहीं चल रहा होता है. We don't care. It's the afternoon nap. that's that's Kolkata. So I love it. I just love the fuck you all approach, which is like we don't care who you are. Anyway, it's not scary. Well, it is somewhat scary, but Deepika's laughing, so I'm assuming that she gets it. She's like, yeah, that's Kolkata. So, yeah, okay. Let's get the next caller online. Okay. I don't know why I don't see Pratik Pandey. Pratik Pandey, you are going to go live with me in 5 4 3 2 1. Raise initial amount for your capital, like. Can you tell for a sec?
Oh
Pratik,
my God. Hi, Ankur.
how are you, Pratik Pandey?
I'm good. I'm good. It's like dream come true. Oh my God.
Where are you from, Pratik?
Actually, I'm from Kolkata, but right now I'm in Delhi.
वाह, आज कोलकाता स्पेशल है हमारा तो.
Oh my
Great.
God. I
And
think it's thank you. First of all, thank you so much for taking me in live. It's
that's absolutely
wow.
fine, man. Thank you for requesting, and I'm so happy that we are talking.
I'm
Where?
following you from last 3 years. Yeah. From that
Wow.
Groupon days, then you started inspired by Gary V. Then at this moment when apart from nearby, I'm there.
Thank you so much,
Oh my
man.
God.
That's so nice of you. What do you do?
Actually, I'm working in a startup. It's SaaS-based startup, provides solution to logistic industry.
Very nice, cool. And how's it going right now? Are these tough times or?
It is sometime from last 4 months. I haven't get any clients, but yeah, we are keep trying. Cold mail and cold calling is going on.
Lage raho, yaar, lage raho. It's never easy. It's never easy, but no, the persistence will pay off, and
Right.
I'm sure it will. How long have
And
you been
you're
in Delhi now?
it's around 4 months. I just shifted here, and in
Oh,
Fab when
okay.
I shifted here, and then it started like this.
I know. Shit. So,
You know what? When I decided to come Delhi, when I see your Faridabad home, when you shifted your Faridabad home, I decided that I'll go NCR now. Might be
okay.
somehow I'll get to meet with you.
Well,
Yeah,
Mark
virtually.
Zuckerberg has made this happen. Like no one else except Mark Zuckerberg has made us meet, man. कोई कुछ और नहीं कर
Right,
पाया
right.
लेकिन Instagram ने कर लिया. Great. Fun fact, and very few people know about this. For some very weird reason, my nickname in school. Oh, lovely
Uh,
bed, Pratik. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Uh, so, no, so for some weird reason, that's a long story. Why though? My nickname in school was Pandey,
Oh God.
and I don't know why. Like I'm not a Pandey. I have no one, but it was just funny. And one of my friends who still is a very dear friend, he still calls me Pandey. Like he doesn't call me Ankur or warikoo or anything like that. He's like Pandey. So as soon as I just saw your name, I'm like, वो याद आ गया एकदम मुझे. Great. But do
Oh
you have a question
God.
for me,
Okay.
Pratik?
Yeah, I have, this is very बहुत दिन से चल रहा था मेरे mind में. So,
Yeah.
as for you, which city is best for any kind of startup? We talk about Bangalore, Delhi, Kolkata, Hyderabad, but what you think? What you feel?
Yeah, there is no right answer to this. Honestly, I feel that every city has its pros and cons, but that's a very diplomatic answer. For me, if you are looking for a vibe or an energy, or you're looking to meet very similar, like-minded people, or you're looking to build a team, or you're looking for a co-founder, then honestly, there is nothing compared to Bangalore because it has
Okay,
that vibe. It has that community, that ecosystem built in. But if most of the things are sorted, like you know what your idea is, you have some sort of a team, then honestly, you could be working from anywhere there. Delhi
right,
is equally good from a talent perspective. Bombay is, of course, expensive. So if you're not a localite, then it becomes really expensive to run a startup from Bombay. Jaipur is a great
right,
city because it has a lot of talent. Kolkata, I know a
right.
lot of good startups are there. But I feel that if you have the idea, you have the team, you have the infrastructure in place, then wherever you are, it's the best city to start because that is where you will be most comfortable. But if you're really mobile and you're open-ended and you're like, मुझे पता करना है कि दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है और मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, then I would argue Bangalore is a great place to be.
Okay. Can I ask one or two more
Please,
questions? If,
one, one,
yeah.
one.
Acha, one. Okay. Okay. There's a two question in my mind. I don't know. After one बोला है तो
Pucho, I will choose.
Okay, the first question is what you feel as per your next target. I mean, do you want to be like Gary Vee or you wanted to, start your own marketing agency or something like that? And second one is ki, see, I am into sales, directly software sales and all. And I wanted to build a SaaS-based B2B focused on only B2B SaaS sales agency. It's kind of not only lead generation, it will be from lead generation to client onboarding and taking care of revenue till
Correct.
that portion. So what will the correct steps to go forward in that? I have 4 year experience and I want to take more experience, or I should start right now.
Okay, so there is already and I don't know if you can read this. So Yug.94 in the
Okay,
chat is contact us. We would love to talk, Pratik. So I
okay,
don't know for what. This could be a potential client or an investor or someone who wants to marry you. Please contact Yug.94 right now. For your second question, I think
definitely.
that's a longer answer. So write to me. I will be more than happy to share my thoughts on it. But your first question is a
Definitely.
simpler one to answer. No, my intention is not to become Gary Vee or anyone else. I love creating content because I feel that I have experienced a lot in life and I love sharing and just connecting with people. But I don't expect this to be the only thing that I do in life. What do I do? I don't know. I'm figuring it out. But once I do, all of you will be the first ones to know.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ankur. And keep sharing your things. Might be someone get inspired for your another house and shift in NCR.
Thank you so much, Pratik. Thanks a lot, man. Have a wonderful
Take
time in
care.
Delhi. I hope the lockdown ends soon and you're able to get past this lockdown phase
And
for
one
yourself
more
as
thing,
well.
I pray someday I will meet with you, face to
I'm
face.
very sure we will. Okay? I'm very sure we will.
Definitely.
Just no, I've been so lucky and so impressed with how life works. So मेरे में कोई doubt ही नहीं है that if you do want to and if our lives cross, we will end up meeting sooner than later.
Thank you so much, Ankur. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All the best, Pratik. Take care. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Awesome. That was nice. I like that fact. But it's like moving cities because they could get to meet me. Not recommended. Not recommended. Not worth it. For sure. Uh, okay. I wish to work with you. Kryptoni8. Why don't you send me your resume? Kryptoni8. Warikoo at gmail.com. If we have something, we will work together. Never say no. Ah, okay, great. Let me just do a time check. We're about 8 minutes away, and that is how we will go. You know, if Yug.94 and Pratik do hit it together, this would be like kick ass, wouldn't it be? Like Pratik just joins an Instagram live one random evening Friday for some random dude called Ankur Warikoo, and he comes online and he talks about his logistics software. And there's a Yug.94 who's again some random joinee in some random live, and he's like, "Hey, Pratik, that sounds interesting. Why don't you connect?" And they connect, and the next thing they know, they're working together for something. Wow, that is how life works. Like if that happens, I'm definitely charging a loyalty. Royalty, not loyalty. Shraddha, how to deal with dominating people at workplace. Oh God. You know, there is no easy answer to this, Shraddha. So here is what, and funny enough, someone wrote me an email today and she was struggling with her current situation. I asked her a couple of questions and that gave her some clarity. And I'll ask you the same questions as well, which is when you have dominating people at the workplace, the question to ask yourself is, what is the leader like? Is the leader also displaying the same traits that you are left uncomfortable feeling from your peers or your immediate bosses and so on? Because the leader is also the same mindset, the same value system, then essentially what you're experiencing is a cohesive unit. It is not one person who's dominating, it's the system that by definition is dominating. And it is being encouraged or endorsed by the leader because that's who they are. That is how they see things. So when they see someone dominating, they're like, great, that's the right thing to do. I do the same thing. It works for me. It'll work for you as well. Continue doing it. So there's never going to be any check. There's never going to be anything that brings about a change. In which case, the realization and the unfortunate one of that is you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place because the system is inherently designed to be against you, to be against every set of value system that you stand for. But if you find that the leader is distinctively different from this one experience that I'm having, my manager is extremely dominating, but my leader is extremely autonomous. They give high levels of autonomy. They love people to take their own decisions. They love people to go about experience it on their own. They don't mind people who fail. They in fact encourage failure because they see it as a way of learning. Then you find a disconnect. And in that case, at least my personal experience, Shraddha, and my personal suggestion as well, will be raise this issue. Do not experience it and suffer from it, raise it. Because if you see that the leadership is in direct conflict with what you are experiencing at your own level, you have every moral obligation of raising it and helping the leaders fix the system. I hope this helps. Okay. Yes, I will be the matchmaker. Go Yug and Pratik. Like people are cheering now. You're like, yay! Yug and Pratik. Yug, Pratik, Yug, Pratik, Yug, Pratik. It's like that. Yamini, you have a way of embarrassing me whenever you want. Uh, is there something wrong in having a dominating culture? Nature? No, absolutely not. Of course not. The point is not whether this is right or wrong. The point is at the receiving end of this dominating nature, does this bring the best out of me or does this bring the worst out of me? And if it brings the worst out of me, and this is an inherently dominating culture, then I know I'm not going to thrive. Then I know I'm not going to flourish. Then I know that it's not going to work out. As simple as that. And not everything is designed for you. You could be someone who's an introvert, suddenly in an extrovert world, and that might make you miserable. You're an extrovert in an introvert world, that will make you miserable as well. So if you're someone who doesn't like to be dominating, who likes to be free, who likes to make mistakes and figure things on your own, then you're of course going to suffer and choke in a dominating environment. That doesn't make it bad or good. It's just the way that gets your best things out. Okay, 3 minutes out, and I thank you, Ankur. If you like the painting, we had a long discussion on the painting above me. Thank you, Swati. Thanks a lot. It's Kanika Nagpal. It's Kanika Nagpal. So I'm assuming your name is Kanika. How do you deal with criticism? And that's a good question to end the live session with. How do you deal with criticism? We all experience it, and we don't like it one bit. We don't. Now, here are two things that I've learned about criticism. One is, if I were to come to you and say, you know what, Kanika? Your yellow hair looks horrible on you. Like it's horrendous. Your hair, which is yellow in color, is like the worst thing you could have done to yourself. Would you feel bad about that? No, because you don't have yellow hair. You're like, what are you talking about? I have black hair or brown or whatever your color is. I don't have yellow hair. Fuck off. This is not going to perturb me. So, when you are criticized, but you know what you're being criticized on is factually incorrect, somehow we don't take offense to that. But when we are criticized and there is some iota of, oh, this could be true, we feel offended. So if I come to you and say, Kanika, I don't think you are a hard worker, you will take offense because maybe some part of you knows that on some occasions you have not worked hard enough. If I come to you, Kanika, and say, hey, Kanika, I think this was sloppy work, you will be offended because a little part of you knows that at some point of time in your life, you did go through some sloppy work. So criticism, we always feel offended by if we feel that it is factually somewhere correct. And that's just the nature of it. That's just how we operate as human beings. But this realization is very important. We will never take offense at something that we are factually not. If you're extremely thin and someone says, oh my God, you look fucking fat, Kanika, you're not going to take offense to that. You, in fact, would laugh it off. But if someone comes and says, oh, you look pale, like you you don't look like you had that shiny skin 2 years back when I met you. You look like you've really gone through shit. And you're like, wow, that's very critical of you. Like, we're meeting after 2 years and this is the first thing you have to say? And that's because maybe at some level you think that might be true. Which brings me to the second point, which is if you do realize that part of it is offending you because it could be true, take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth. Don't focus on who's saying what. Focus on what is being said. And ask yourself, what level of truth does it have? And how can I use that to fix things? What level of truth does it have? And how can I use that to fix things? So if someone says, Kanika, your work was really sloppy, you could take offense to it, but the other word will be, okay, can you help me understand better of how my work was sloppy? And they will give you the details. And you'll be like, all right, I agree with this part. I don't necessarily agree with this part, but I now know what I have to fix. And that is such a progressive, mature way of looking at criticism. You can't control people criticizing you. You can't. It's not in your control. People will say shit. They will say it whenever they want. They will say it without thought. They will say things that will be hurtful. They will say things that they want to say. The only thing that you can control is how you react to it. And it's amazing how we don't take offense to something that's factually incorrect, but anything with a small likelihood of being factually correct, we will take offense to. So the next time when someone does criticize you and you feel offended, recognize the fact that you're feeling offended because you think some of it could be true, and then ask yourself, what is it that I need to do to fix it? And if that were the approach, then maybe you will have a very, very different outlook towards criticism. It's 11:02. It's Friday night. It's time for bed. And anything that you want to do with your time now, I wish you all the best for the weekend and the week ahead. I will catch you all back on Friday night next week at 10 p.m., which is when we do this. If you liked what you experienced, if you liked the content, then if you're not following the page, please follow my profile page. And if you feel that this does add value, then refer me or share me with your friend circle so that they also consume the content that I share every day. It will mean a lot to me. Stay safe. I hope from the 18th, which is this Monday, things ease up from a lockdown perspective and all of us get on to live our lives normally and learn how to live with the virus, because that is the reality now. And until then, God bless you all. I love you. Thank you so much for the love, support, encouragement. It means the world to me. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye.